Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. It's your t-shirted historian. Yeah, I couldn't help but putting our Zombicide video at the beginning of this one because this is, in fact, a Zombicide product. So here we go. Well, it's a big box. All the Zombicide boxes, for the most part, are big and too big to fit on my camera, so I have to open it kind of off screen. I don't know if you can hear the sounds of the box getting cut open, but there it is. And I swear, man, I don't know what happened to it in transit, but the box that it came in looks like it got tossed and smashed up pretty good, so I'd be real surprised if the box itself doesn't have damage on it. But let's see, and it's... Yep, too big to fit the whole thing under the camera. But as you can see, yep, this is the Army of the Dead boxed set. It is a Zombicide game. And, yeah, it does appear that one of the corners got dinged pretty good. You can see right there where it's been kind of flattened in. My knife under there without carving up my box. But yeah, pretty excited. This actually got here a whole day earlier than what I was expecting. Now the box says it's for 1 to 6 players, ages 14 and up, and it should only take an hour. Which, that's an hour of playtime. It's not really an hour of setup and play. Usually takes a little longer than that to set up and play. But that also kind of depends on how fast your players take their turns. Alright. Here it is without all the plastic on it. I just watched this movie the other day. Just kind of in preparation for getting this. Let's actually get the box open and see what's inside. That's on there pretty good. Probably because of that smashed corner. Overall, it's a little smaller than some of the Zombicide boxes I've gotten in the past. So I don't know, maybe there's less stuff in it. Got some free digital content from CMON. Let's see. Got our rule book. I figure it's probably using rules that are very similar to regular Zombicide 2nd edition. We'll flip through it real quick and, yeah, take a look. Yeah, they bought the license for this, I want to say at least 3 years ago, because I remember seeing them post up something about acquiring the license for Army of the Dead about 3 years ago. And then we never heard anything from them. So I didn't know if they had decided that they were not going to pursue it or what, but I guess as it turns out, they went ahead with it, but they just kind of kept it under the radar. They certainly didn't kickstart it or anything. I thought they might kickstart it, but you know, when they did the Night of the Living Dead game, they kickstarted that. I remember because I have it, and it was actually pretty good. Added some nice new rules. Yep, and there's Zeus. All the characters from the show, like Scott Ward and Ludwig. The interiors look kind of cool. And I guess even if you didn't want to play the Army of the Dead scenarios, you could always use this in your Zombicide game itself as, some alternate tiles and just build scenarios with it. Or if you're like me and you run a game of Zombicide, the Zombicide TTRPG, you could always use this for your interiors. Yeah, I haven't seen what the actual cards look like, but as you can see, it uses kind of the standard Zombicide cards. I'm sure the card backs are made in such a way as to where you can't use them with your regular Zombicide game, but yeah, Shamblers. The normal game they call them walkers, but in this they call them Shamblers. So yeah, Shamblers, 1 action, 1 wound, 1 damage, 1 AP. Pretty much exactly like walkers. Alphas are fast, so they have 2 actions. They do 1 wound, 2 damage, 2 points. So their alphas are basically like fatties from the second edition set, or what are they calling them now? They're calling them not fatties anymore. They're calling them brutes. Yeah, I guess because it's more PC. But, all my sets still have the word fatties, so that's just what I'm going to call them. Valentine is an abomination. Takes 4 damage to get rid of her. And 5 AP is what you get if you eliminate her. She's got 3 actions, so she's very fast. So I guess you're going to need a Molotov or something big to get rid of her. And there's the Queen down here. Yep. There's Zeus. Okay, so Zeus apparently has... I don't know if he has 3 different models. I'm kind of guessing he does. I know I've seen the mounted Zeus as a miniature, so I figured he'd have a Zeus on foot, but I didn't know they'd have a helmeted Zeus too. So there we go. They liked him so much they made him 3 times. So we have sleepers, which is something that they introduced in the film, where they sleep and don't move until you bug them. We have some scenarios and how things work. We have some new weapons in here, like the Desert Eagle, the Army Sniper Rifle, the Heavy Machine Gun, Submachine Gun. Oh my gosh. They have a taco truck. Oh, this makes me so happy. They have a taco truck in this. Anybody who's been watching our Zombicide Chronicle games knows that my group just captured a taco truck. So now I have stats for the taco truck, but they ask me about it because the stuff in the Zombicide game can be used pretty much 1-for-1 in your Zombicide Chronicles role-playing game. So cool. We have a taco truck. I'm so happy now. This just made the whole purchase worth it. I'm sorry, I'm just so easily amused, but there you go. So, okay. So there we go. There's a rule book. It's got a game round summary for everything. But it seems pretty much like it's going to be standard Zombicide with a few additional rules, which is fine, because when they did the Night of the Living Dead version, it had some additional rules too, which made it kind of fun and interesting. And that's the one thing I love about all the Zombicide games is if you really wanted to, you could combine most of that stuff to mix and match and play kind of whatever scenarios with whatever rules you wanted to, and it would still be kind of fun. Or it would still be fun, I should say. The only problem, of course, is you can't actually cross-play between the different genres. Like Black Plague does not really translate to 2nd edition very well. I'm not sure about Invader. I've never tried to use Invader pieces in 2nd edition, but I'm guessing it wouldn't work quite so well. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Here's our missions book. And it's all sealed up. And I've actually one big... Oh yeah, this is kind of nice. It's got a time track. It's got personal objectives. I'm guessing this is what throws some wrinkles into your game. It's in there pretty sturdily, so once you get it in there, getting it out is tough. Oh, I see. So each individual sheet is a scenario, or a mission as they call it, and for some reason the corner on this one was bent. I guess whenever they stuffed it in there. I just want to get to the bottom one. So, okay. So this game comes with 10 missions pre-stocked. I don't know if they will be releasing additional missions for this. I would assume so, since it's a game they make and support. But considering the film didn't do quite as well as everybody was hoping, CMON may have just decided to cut their losses on it. I mean, it may have been a case of, you know, they already had the license, they already had everything ready and in production, and then just said, well, we'll just release what we got and, you know, try to make whatever money we can off of it. Which is fine. I mean, I'm glad we still got something out of it. I mean, I can always use more figures. And, you know, like I said, there's lots of pieces in here that you could use for your Zombicide game if you're running 1st edition or 2nd edition. So I think it's a win. Here is our punchboard pieces and our maps. I'm not gonna take these out of the cellophane right now. Probably do that later when I get ready to get everything all assembled. So now we're down to all of the plastic bits, and I'll pull some of those out. And of course, it's all taped together, so I'm gonna cut it all apart again. Oh, wait, let's see. Okay, it's got 2 separate sections. Well, that'll make it a little easier. So, let me see. Let's find the tape. I could cut this tape, but it's honestly easier just to go ahead and peel it. I don't know why, it just is. Alright, let's look at this first. So here's our player boards, and they're a really nice bright pink magenta colored. Got your AP meter on there already. Your main character sheet will go here. Your weapons will go here. And I guess these are tracks for life and other stuff. I think the divots here are just to help you pick up your cards and stuff. Your backpack slots are going to be up here. I am not sure what these are for. I guess I'll find out. But most of it conforms to a pretty standard Zombicide 2nd Edition playing board. So I guess you could play this with a 2nd Edition board just fine. See if there's anything under these. Ah, yes there is. Okay, here's our dice. These are kind of your standard Las Vegas crap dice. And then we have our actual Zombicide dice, which they have the bullet thing for the 1. And apparently nothing special on the 6. In the normal game, the 6s are Molotovs and the 1s are zombie heads. So that's a little different. I kind of wonder if the rules are a little different. Obviously, you always want to roll Molotovs. Here are all the pegs. The boards. We have rings for your figures, so you know who's what. And then we actually have our characters. Bert Cummings. Oh, this was the sketchy guy. So, like standard Zombicide, he's got the blue and the yellow, and then he gets the choice between 2 different orange and 3 different red. I'm not sure what the symbol in the corner means. I guess I'll figure that out when I read the rule book. He's got 3 life track. Seems like, I think all of them probably do. Oh no. Dave Bautista, Scott Ward, he's got 4. I guess because he's bigger and he's Hoss and he's got a different symbol on them. They all kind of have different symbols, so I guess they all do different things or they all have different specialties. That's pretty cool. I don't see anything on these that isn't too out of the norm from your regular Zombicide game. So I think you could probably drop these into your regular Zombicide game with very little difficulty. So if you already play 2nd Edition, then this is just, I would consider it to be a big bonus add-on. Let's take a look at the back, because there's something I noticed. Okay, so I think the red thing means he's a bruiser, so he gets +1 health. And apparently he starts with 2 different sets of equipment. So you could, I guess, play him 2 different ways. You could either play him with a grenade launcher and a machete, or a military rifle and an ammo clip. This is kind of a discrepancy, because here he's got some kind of fictional weird rifle, whereas we know that in the movie he had an M4 with a drum mag on it. But it also explains what their abilities are, just in case you didn't know. So that's good. That's okay. I'm curious to see what these little symbols mean. Or does it actually tell you up in the corner? Okay, so the sneaky thing is stealthy. Doesn't need to roll a dice when leaving a zone with sleepers. So these characters have some extra abilities based on this game. Because obviously you're probably not going to have sleepers in your regular Zombicide game. She's got a wrench. Mechanic necessary for specific missions. Okay. So that is for that. They have Tanaka in this. He wasn't even on the mission. He was the guy who set it up, but I guess everybody thought he was cool enough to include in the game. Mikey Guzman. Yeah, he's a bruiser, so he's got an extra health level. Okay, Martin's got a different symbol. I don't know what that is real quick. Let's find out. Necessary for specific missions because he's a pilot. Marianne Peters, both a mechanic and a... Okay, so necessary for specific missions. So these are things that wouldn't be applicable necessarily to your standard Zombicide 2nd Edition game. Unless you decided to use sleepers. Vandero. Another bruiser. Okay, and Dieter's got... He's the only one. I'm guessing he's the only vault cracker that they have. Yeah, necessary for specific missions. So, okay. So really the only difference between the characters from this and 2nd edition, as far as the symbols go, is, yeah, all your bruisers are going to have 4 life points. Which, in a standard Zombicide game, you're probably going to want 4 life points. And I remember that even in Invader, they had certain characters had more life points on their life track. So would that mess up your game balance in your 2nd edition game? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends on how your other players felt about having somebody in the game that had, you know, 1 more health point than everybody else. I guess you could always eliminate that and just, you know, start everybody on the 3 track. Me personally, I don't think I'd sweat it. What's 1 extra point, you know? And yeah, here we have our Abomination cards. I had to get Mr. Knifey out again. Let's see how to do this without slicing up my cards. So, okay, up on top we have Abomination cards. And they show off all of our abominations like Mounted Zeus, Helmet Zeus, Queen. Pretty specific. Unfortunately, because of these card back... Well, these are just the explanation cards, so that's not a big deal. But I think, unfortunately, because of the card backs, you couldn't use these with your regular Zombicide game because it would be pretty obvious what they are. Yeah. So these are all your equipment cards, and oh, okay, that's a personal objective. Okay, hang on a minute. That's different. So, hey, we got the taco truck. So, yeah. As you can see, the come on, camera, work with me here. Yeah, as you can see, all the stats pretty much conform to your standard Zombicide game. You got your how many hands, what's its range, how many dice, what's your hit number, and what's your damage. I'm not sure what the... I think this up here is the malfunction number. So, like, if you roll a 1, then this thing has problems. Have to check out the rules specifically for that. Got a few special weapons and things. Unfortunately, like I said, because the card backs are the way they are, you'd be stuck. Either you'd have to choose to use these cards specifically for your equipment deck, or switch to a 2nd edition Zombicide equipment deck. So that is unfortunate. I don't know. I guess you could always make some rules allowances and stuff and just say, well, you know, pick from one of the 2 decks. And I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways that you could use this with your 2nd edition set. Because, like I said, even though you don't need the regular Zombicide 2nd edition to play this, it's its own separate game. I think it would be more cool to, you know, integrate the games. And I'm always looking for ways to do that. So, okay, these are all personal objectives that your characters have to undertake. Crews must end the mission holding this objective token. So, I'm guessing that there are objectives on the maps that your characters would go for. That's something kind of specific to this. Although the regular game has objectives as well, and you usually get some bonus points for things like that. Here's our actual zombie deck. As you can see, yeah, once again, the card backs are made in such a way as to where they can't be integrated with your regular Zombicide game. You're definitely going to want to shuffle those. And just judging from the number of Shamblers versus the number of Abominations and Alphas, looks like this could be pretty rough. Looks like you're going to run into the Abominations pretty often because the deck's not very big. Okay. So these are something that is specific to the objectives in this game. Zeus orders. Oh my. So what can these be? Something new to the game. Okay, so I guess when Zeus is on the board, he takes different actions every round and spawns multiple creatures every round or something. That's kind of cool. They're playing on the mechanic in the film where, you know, Zeus was basically acting like a general and yelling out for his little zombie subordinates to go do stuff. Yeah. See, I watched the movie. I will say, I don't think you need to watch the movie to enjoy the game. It would just help you get familiar with everything, but I don't think it's vital to have done so. Alright. Hope that doesn't fall off. I really need to get me another table or something. So let's take a look at my favorite part. The minis. I'm gonna have fun painting all these guys, because I'm one of those people who gotta have painted minis on this game. Once again, we have this thick tape securing everything. It is easy to peel for the most part. Are you serious? Wow, okay. They really did not want these coming apart, so they put like 2 layers of tape on this one, apparently. Appreciate that, guys. Alright. So here's our first layer. All the characters. We'll take a look at Scott. Pretty cool, man. They're big. They're pretty well detailed. Well, he's big. I mean, you know, because he's Dave Bautista. You know, Dave Bautista's like 6'4", 6'5". The detail's real good on these, though. You can't really see it so much, how well detailed they are. But I guarantee you, when I spray paint these things black and then do my zenithal highlighting on them, which I always do in preparation to paint, it brings out all the details. And incidentally, that's a technique I highly recommend to everybody who paints miniatures or wishes to paint miniatures. Here's one of our shamblers. I think they've got like an undead Elvis in here. Yeah. Undead Elvis. Or Elvis impersonator. What's that you say? Viva Las Vegas, baby. Yeah. Pretty cool. I like those. I can't wait to get to painting those. Here's our second set. We have Zombie Showgirls. I guess these are supposed to be the alphas. Oh, there's some regular Shambler looking guys here. The alphas are, as you can see, a slightly deeper color. And yeah, they have numbers so you can remember. And, oh, it's got Netflix written on the bottom. So yeah, these are alphas and these are just regular Shamblers. And the alpha sculpts look pretty detailed as well. A lot of muscle tone. Gonna be fun to paint. And here we have Zeus on horseback. Undead horseback. That really looks nice. We have Valentine, who is actually a lot smaller looking as a miniature than I thought she would be. I mean, tigers are kind of big, you know? And I would guess this is Alpha's wife with the little spiky shoulder pads and stuff. Pretty cool. And dismounted Alpha with no helmet. So okay, they didn't do a second sculpt with Alpha with the head with the helmet on, which that's cool. I mean, that's fine. I understand. Would have seemed a little redundant. So, okay. There we go, guys. There is, that's everything that came in the box. So there we go. That is, CMON's Army of the Dead Zombicide game. You can pick that up now. That just released, like, literally, I think a couple of days ago. I got mine on Amazon, and that's probably where you can find yours. It's about $100. So, yeah. If you already play Zombicide, then as you can see that there were quite a few pieces that you could incorporate into your game. Well, I mean, you could incorporate the heroes quite easily. And if you were building your own scenarios and stuff, you could probably use those map sections pretty well. As far as incorporating the Shamblers and the Alphas and everything, that would be a little bit more tricky since their card backs are completely different and not compatible. Same goes with all the equipment. So I guess you would either have to draw out of 2 completely different piles, or, you know, figure out some way to do it. You know, I don't know. I guess you could just, you know, shuffle them all together and not worry about what's on the card back. Obviously, if you had card sleeves that obscured the back, then it wouldn't matter, right? And they do sell card sleeves for Zombicide. I've picked them up before. In fact, once I'm done with this video, I'm probably going to go sleeve all my cards real quick before I start painting. But there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing video, and I hope you'll join me for all the other ones that I'm going to be doing. Always happy to show off new things on the channel and, you know, give you guys something to look for out there, because there's still good things out there. You just gotta know what you're looking for. Y'all take care, and we'll see you on the Week in Geek.